back in the Golf R. Right, let's get in here. And I'm sure you're aware, there we go. 12-volt battery almost empty. The infotainment system will be switched off. Great. So there we go. Right, let's get straight into it. So welcome to another video, and yeah, thank you for joining. And first of all, thanks so much for the comments in my previous video. I think it shows how far the channel's kind of come, really. I can remember when I first started posting a few videos, if I got sort of 2 or 3 comments from owners, I'd be pretty chuffed, to be honest. But yeah, it's great to see that it's kind of built that community in the way that I want it as well. So I really do appreciate your comments on, you know, advice around this issue that I have. You know, it's a real world problem. It's not an ideal situation to be in. So yeah, I'll get straight into kind of what's happened. So the battery's flat. It's done it once or twice now. So it's like there's something wrong with it. You know, from your advice, well, it doesn't sound like it's something you can just get to full charge and it'll be fine. It sounds like it's just going to go. And actually, disappointingly, a lot of Golf owners have said, from like the Mk7 and the Mk7, Mk5s and stuff, that they go after about 3 years, which isn't great at all. I would expect a little bit better than that from a daily car. I get batteries are dispensable and they do go, but you know, and I wouldn't be chasing down VW for anything untoward if it was like 5-6 years, but 3 years is a bit harsh. I've got to think about why the battery could have drained so much over my 29,000 miles or whatever I've done in the car. You know, I'm the only person that's really driven this car. I've basically had it from brand new. It was about 1,400 miles. Start stop. I use start stop a lot, and I use it a lot in London when I'm going to work. I used it a lot when I was working in St Albans as well, and traffic's just crap. West London, M1, M25, North Circular. St Albans is basically like a tiny Roman village, which is only fit for horse and cart and not really designed for cars, so you're constantly stuck in traffic all the time. And I used it a lot, and it's not something that I used in my Fiesta ST, which I had before that for 4 years. And yeah, I think it's starting up and over again. A battery can only have so many, you know, chances to survive. So that's probably what's drained it. It's probably what's killed it. So what's happened? So I called VW yesterday. I took all your advice, and I'm not going anywhere near Halford, so you're fine with that. Yeah, I guess I'm always a person that blame my dad for this, probably. If you look after the pennies, kind of the pounds will look after themselves. So that's kind of where I've always kind of set my motto. And, you know, listen, it seems to have worked out okay. I'm sitting in a lovely Golf R, which I've owned outright since new. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that, and I'll keep doing what I'm doing. But yeah, I'll kind of stay clear of that. Go through VW. So I called them up, spoke to a really nice person. This is in Bedford, Vindis Audi. And they were great. And she was basically just the usual, you know, it needs a service basically anyway. Its service is due. So I've booked in for a service. It's just the usual stuff, oil filter, whatever they do, probably not that much. And for that, it's £244, which isn't too bad. It also needs a Haldex service, which I mentioned as well. They charge £108 for that. I actually don't think that's too bad. So overall, I'm £355 at the moment for this service, assuming there's nothing else wrong with the car that they check. I think that's relatively competitive, particularly in this time. You know, I couldn't get, my earliest booking was the end of July for a service, and actually after that you're sort of well into August. So the coronavirus has affected obviously garages and stuff like that. So, and yeah, so got that all sorted, and at the end I sort of said, listen, battery's conked out on me a couple of times, I've still been driving it, all this kind of stuff. And I just said, you know, I'm not sure if it's covered under any kind of warranty because it's only just after it's expired. And she surprisingly came back to me and said, oh, we've actually extended the warranty due to coronavirus, which is great. I've got an extended warranty until the end of July, which is very convenient. So she said under warranty they'll check it all out as normal, so I'm not going to get charged labour or anything for their investigation. And if there is a fault or anything and it's covered under warranty, they'll replace it obviously free of charge, which is fantastic. So I might have potentially just about got away with that one and saved me a couple of £100 or whatever on a new battery. I think it will need replacing. I would be surprised if it's an outside of warranty thing, because of the car's in warranty. So hopefully they can help me out on that one. At the end of the day, I'm giving them best part £355 anyway, so they're not doing bad off me. So that's booked into the end of July, so that's great. Unfortunately, until then, I mean, this car, you know, it's not moving, so it's not ideal. I have got to use it tomorrow, so we'll jump start it off the Fiesta ST. I need it because I'm collecting my mountain bike from down in Hertfordshire, and yeah, again, this is why well, one person I think said, oh, you know, should just stuck with the Fiesta ST. And I think yeah, my dad said that to me as well in the past. Actually, to be honest with you, practicality wise, and is a huge thing for me, and because it's such a square boot, it's all practical, it's all done right, it's so easy to live with daily. Chuck a bike in, chuck 2 bikes in, it's so easy, so less stressful. With the Fiesta ST, particularly the big fat Recaro seats, it was a nightmare. I managed to always squeeze it in on big road trips, but for just quick things, swinging by, picking something up, yeah, it's not ideal. And I do quite a lot of cycling, and I do quite a lot of sports and stuff like that, and yeah, this car kind of suits that a lot better. So it's hopefully going to get some brownie points back once it gets jump started. And then I guess I'm probably going to have to either turn it over every day or let it just go flat again until the day I need to service it, jump start it again and just take it for its service. So I don't know. We'll have to see. I haven't tried constantly turning it over or anything like that. I only did it the once. So I'm just leaving it like that. I've even left the mirrors open just so it doesn't waste any unnecessary battery power. Like everything's off at the moment, so hopefully I can get out and it doesn't lock me in. Yeah, so that's great. We'll see what happens, and big thanks. You know, it's a big part of the channel, really. You know, I do a lot of other content like on the Mark 8 Golf R, which I'm still hoping to hear more about. I really thought there'd be information by now this week. You know, we're on Friday and there's nothing as yet, so maybe there'll be something over the weekend to share, but if not, it's definitely coming over the coming weeks. And on that, like, announcement of something that's really, really cool, it's kind of like a people's performance car, isn't it? That's what I see it as, just like a Focus RS, but this is actually probably the one you want to have day to day, which is why I bought it and not a Focus RS. Rambling on, Mercedes have something called the GT Black Series if you're an AMG fan, and that has been sort of spied as well in the Nürburgring, similar to the Golf R, but obviously in a bigger way. And Mercedes had a big build-up, just like VW are going to have, in terms of like how they're going to reveal it. It's all going to be online now. And one of their exclusive customers, who I think was interested in, like, basically spends a lot of money with them, is the short answer, into their big projects like the MG Project 1 and stuff like that. And he had a tour or whatever with a few people of like Mercedes, and inside that was a fully unveiled GT Black Series, you know, completely uncovered, which they actually used for the commercial. And that person was told, oh, you know, this is NDA, don't share it with anyone. And that person sent it and showed it on Instagram, so everyone saw it. And unfortunately, it meant that Mercedes had to release the trailer like straight away. And it's actually quite a cool trailer. It's if you follow Shmee150 Tim, 2 million subscribers or whatever, he's actually in it, and it's him stealing pretending to steal the GT Black Series and driving off into the night. Loads of cool camera footage and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, well done for him for that. Yeah, to have that opportunity. Yeah, but it basically meant that they had to release it at like a random time, and all their planning and marketing went out the window. I don't think anything like that is going to happen with the Golf R, so they're just biding their time. They know when is the right time to release things. They know when they've got people's attention, so they'll wait for that. So that's what we'll have to wait for the Mark 8 Golf. Long story short. Yeah, so there you go. Hopefully Mark 8 Golf R content to come. Well, there definitely will be on my channel. And I'll keep you updated with the Mark 7 Golf R, my one. Yeah, obviously not that happy that it's not working. I can't use the car. Again, this is the reality of things. You know, people can stick exhausts on cars and lower the suspension. I need this car to do normal things. So when it's not moving, you know, you can have 1,000 brake horsepower. If your car's battery doesn't turn over, you're stuck. So yes, we'll get it back up and running, and it will be as good as new as always, and hopefully the service sorts it out. I asked about the Haldex service if they do the filter and the oil, because people have mentioned that on forums, and the person told me yes, they do the oil, the filter and the oil, and as well as just the normal part of the oil filter change as part of the normal service that they're going to do with the car. So I'm happy with that, and it's another stamp in the book from VW, I guess, if if I do come to sell it. But yeah, interesting times. I definitely didn't think I'd be sitting here with only, well, an extra 200 miles on the clock in the last 4 months, from the amount of miles I have been doing on the car. And I think it's missed it. It needs the miles. It's a car to be driven. It's not a car to be sitting still. It's a daily car. Simple as that. It's not a supercar. It's, well, it's a supercar in my eyes. Let's put it that way. And yeah, and I really do appreciate the support that you've kind of given on it. And yeah, hopefully you're enjoying the content. You know, plenty more stuff to come. But yeah, have a fantastic rest of your day. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend. It's supposed to be good if you're in the UK, and if you're in a sunnier part of the world, then your day is probably going to be great anyway. And yeah, we've had a bit of miserable weather, so it's, yeah, turning itself around in July, so that's great news. But yeah, plenty more content to come. I'll keep you updated. Drop me a comment if there's anything I should ask VW for that service. You know, I'm just scraping into the warranty, so I can chance my luck to say check this, check that, check that. I do know, well, I've had issues with the coolant before, and I know people have said the coolant pump can sometimes need replacing, I think it is, which can cost a bit of money. So I may ask them just to check that when they inevitably call me about the battery when I get it serviced. So that's what I'll ask. If there's anything else, let me know in the comments. And you know, you guys are just as knowledgeable. And yeah, and as always, thanks so much for your support. And yeah, plenty more to come. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day and weekend, and I'll see you again next time. Cheers, guys.